Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to Rule the Waves 2, where we are playing as the US. So it is peace now. We've just concluded a war against Germany, so it's time to reconsider our forces a little bit. And I've been pondering this between episodes. We do have a lot of different destroyers. So right now we do have 4 destroyer classes. The Barry class, originally built in 1916, so it's pretty old now, nearly 30 years. The Hull class from 1923, 20 years, the Flosser class, and the currently being reconstructed Reed class. Reed class is actually pretty good. It has 8 5-inch guns, dual purpose, with 4K guns, so anti-submarine stuff. So this is a very well-rounded destroyer, I feel. It has good anti-air capabilities, it has good anti-submarine warfare capabilities, and does have 8 torpedoes. So these are very good. The Flosser class I'm also fairly happy about. They only have 6 4-inch guns, so slightly worse. But they're also very good at anti-submarine warfare duty, and that is appreciated. But does it make sense to maintain that many different things? And we have the Hull and the Barry class now. Both of these are a little bit old. They only have 3 4-inch guns, 6 torpedo tubes, no anti-submarine warfare capabilities to speak of. So I don't think these are the future, to be honest. I've been thinking about rebuilding them, but what would we do really? We don't really have any way to play around with, so there's not much that we can do with these guys. So you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take all of these berries here, and we are going to scrap these ships. Yes, there we go. 8 ships dispensed, and that does make all of this also a little bit easier to handle. And then we've got the Hull class, and the Hull class is currently based in Southeast Asia. These guys, I think we can rebuild. Now, the gun layout isn't the best, to be honest, but what I would like to do is take away the minesweeping gear, take away the mine warfare, use some K-guns, some anti-submarine warfare, and increased depth charge storage. So that does put us slightly over the weight limit, but I think it's pretty good. I think this is a good anti-submarine warfare duty ship. We'll be pulling it a little bit back from the front line, but it will allow our forces to have something that is very capable and that we're going to use. So, yeah, very lovely. Can I rebuild all of these ships from where they are currently? Yes, so that's very nice. Okay, good. So that does reduce our forces here a little bit. Still, I think we are fine. The other thing I'm pondering here is the Arizona class. The Arizona class does have 10 15-inch guns. It does have a couple of dual purpose things. Let's actually open this design. So it's a decent ship. It's from 1921, so nearing on 20 years. It's not that great. It does have some belt armor, some deck armor. It's not that fast. And the guns aren't even very good guns, so you know what? I think more and more this is a too old ship. Some of these other nations do have significantly more battleships than we do, specifically the Soviet Union. But even the Soviet Union, its oldest battleship is from 1927. So, and they even have more speed than we do. So honestly, I don't think these are good ships anymore. So we could rebuild them, and it would be time to give them new machinery, maybe. It seems to be... So we could dial up the speed there a little bit, but I don't think it would help us that much. So what I am actually thinking is, let's rebuild this. Let's clear all the turrets. Let's remove all of the secondary guns and the tertiary guns. Let's replace the machinery. Let's dial it up to 26 knots. Let's go to flight installations. Let's add a flight deck. And I think about 60 aircraft or so. Yeah, we can actually do a little bit more. Maybe 68. We also need some AA guns over here. So let's say 4 directors. And let's say 50 medium guns. Maybe 20 light guns. Can probably dial this up a little bit to 56. Yeah, the weight remaining is not quite as great though, so let's say 66 aircraft. And you know what? I think this would be a decent ship. It would not be the best ship. Let's actually check whether that is legal. Yes, of course it is a conversion to a carrier. But you know what? I think it's fine. It would give us the same speed as currently the Saratoga class has, 26 knots, so we could operate in concert with these guys. They would be a little bit bigger, but they can't carry that many aircraft as our most important, more modern ones. But it would only cost us 25 million. A new carrier would cost us about 75 million at the very least. So I think this would all in all be a very decent design. And I realise we are a little bit above the weight. Why is that then? All of this is fine. We can drop these guys here. That should give us a little bit of room. Can drop the director here. No weight in any of this. Okay. Ship is slightly overweight. So it wouldn't have any guns, and of course we would need to do something else here. Let's do this asymmetrically. Right, that's about okay. And then what we need to do is remove these things, just so we get a decent substructure here. And I guess we can sort of build it up like this. I know it's not pretty, but it's going to do the job. And let's suppose that there is a little sort of island over here. Yeah, so this would be the Arizona class carrier. Slightly overweight, not too much. Air capacity 66 aircrafts. Oh, we do need to add flight catapults though. So yeah, let's add those. It's going to add another 40 tons. Insufficient top size, okay. Let's dial down on this then. 180 tons overweight. Can't drop any of this, can't drop any of that. Can't drop any of the armor. I don't want to go for lower speed, so we probably need slightly less aircraft, 64. I still think it's a decent design. Apart from that it looks horrible, but... And it's only 26 million. So you know what? I think that is fine. Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, let's rebuild it. Let's rebuild both the Arizona and the other ship that I forgot. So yeah, let's rebuild this. So we are losing some money now, but I think it's going to be fine. There are quite a lot of ships that are going to start to finish up. We're going to probably rename these ships just to make sure that they follow the standard naming scheme. So yeah, that does leave us with a very few ships for now, but I think that's going to change very soon. German dive bomber, okay. New German ship Scharnhorst, okay, that is the York class. This is the first time that we're seeing the York class. 12 10-inch guns. The Germans are getting crazy with their heavy cruiser designs. 16 5-inch guns, but only very, very small AA complement. And actually submerged torpedo tubes. It's very interesting to see. Aerial depth charges, okay. Anti-submarine warfare capabilities of aircraft carriers and air bases is increased. Increased maximum carrier size, I don't think we need that. Still good to see that it's coming online. Yeah, lots of ships being refitted over here, including all of our corvettes. Bennington has finished her working up, and a lot of ships have finished their reconstruction, so we need to click through all of that. I wish this was different. New Japanese battle cruiser, 16-inch guns. No, we don't want to increase our air complements right now because that would be a little bit too expensive. Italy has been helped. Okay, so here we go. All of these corvettes are now back in action. I think these guys here do need another upgrade. Can I rebuild these ships? Yes, I can. So yeah, let's take them in. And that's alright, yeah. And now all of these guys have significantly better anti-submarine warfare capabilities, and I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, nevertheless, let's put them into reserve for now. All of these Flosser class destroyers are fine. Lots of light cruisers, the Raleigh, Colon. These are Colonial class destroyers. We've got the Raleigh. The Raleigh are our main staple light cruisers. We are building some new, the San Francisco class, and I renamed some of them San Antonio and San Jose. The main difference here is that they only carry turrets of 2. guns instead of larger ones, so we decreased the gun complement a little bit, but now they are dual purpose guns, so they should be a lot better at AA capabilities. So yeah, appreciate that. Next turn. Yep, more stuff. You know what? I think I'm going to sell this to the French because we don't have any submarines, and I want the money. Slow fate display increases radar detection chance. Lovely. And the French have actually stolen stuff from us, so we're going to send something over there. New British medium bomber, interesting to see. I think we have actually requested a new design for our fighters because they're slightly too old. And we are seeing the flying boat here being developed. A lot of ships finishing their reconstruction. International air race, absolutely. Okay, so they have about 300 knots. So let's look at aircraft types, fighters. So we know that the Soviets, which is it? Soviet, probably this one. It does have a maximum speed. That's doesn't show it as being better than ours. Right, okay, so all of these guys here are on reserve except for these two. We're going to quickly put them into reserve. And then we've got the destroyers that have finished their reconstruction. Where are those? It's the hull class, is that it? Must be, I suppose. Yeah, so the hull class exactly. And I think these were in Southeast Asia before, is that correct? Yeah, the Reed classes are undergoing a more serious refit. Yeah, so that does leave the hull class, and they are a little bit more now home protection type of ship, so these as well go into reserve, and that's going to be alright. Like that. Good. Okay, appreciate that. Still losing some money, but not too much. Corvettes finishing and destroyers finishing their reconstruction. New Naval Secretary believes submarines are the key to victory in a future war. He wants to build 9 submarines. We don't have any submarines. I'm tempted to go for damned un-American, even though that would decrease our budget. Well, if they had more budget, you know what, 9 submarines. We're going to say, of course, sir. And we're going to build 9 submarines. Monthly build cost is about 2 million. It's not too bad. Right, and these guys are finishing up in due time, so that's okay. We just need to make sure that these guys here are again sent to reserve fleet. And about the same. Now the destroyers over there, the Flosser class, are fine. There's one more hull class, reserve, and that's okay. Good. Right, next turn. You're not selling anything to the Soviets. Unexpected advances in anti-aircraft artillery. Okay, very good. Gives limited AA capability to heavy main guns. Interesting. I think in terms of historic designs, that never really worked out, but you know what, that's fine. You can be considered obsolete now. Fighter is being requested. Submarines are being built up. Reed classes are coming online very soon. These guys are finishing their reconstruction. I think we're going to be fine with our budget. Japanese light carrier, 20 aircraft. 32 knots. Interesting design. Very interesting design. And 0 5-inch guns. That's a little bit funny. Okay, now the Reed classes are finishing up. Yeah. Enables autoloader for 6-inch guns. Very good. Very, very good. New fighter prototypes are ready. Okay, so our current fighter is 4 years old. These would have all much better firepower, same maneuverability, better toughness. Bomb load I don't care about, range is also better. Great, and speed is better as well. So yeah, all of these are strictly better than our current fighters, which also have a poor reliability. So I think I would like to have... So what's better, the better range or the better firepower? Now since these guys are a little bit tougher and they have better speed and better range, I'm going for the Martin Nightingale. The firepower drop is unfortunate, but you know, these guys will be able to stay in the air for much longer. So that means they are going to provide current combat air patrol for much longer, and that I think is a very fine choice for us then. Oh, and we are getting a new fighter proposal. No, I think the range here is worse than what we just got. Okay, fine. Right, so most of our ships are back in active service, so the list here is getting longer again, including all of these Reed classes. You should be active service because you are definitely our main sort of ships. And then what we should think about then is, can I open this design here? What if I gave you an autoloader? Weight would be an issue. So basically for 6-inch guns we have the capability to get autoloaders. So on the Rory class we could do this. It would only cost $1 million to refit these things. Gun data, do we know anything about the... I don't think this is legal, is it? No, but we cannot change the number. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Can we do anything else here? If we drop the mines, we still have too much weight, basically. Port. Can we add a centerline swivel mount? Would this be legal? No. What if we removed J and K torpedo mounts? Oh, you do have aircraft. Well, I think these aircrafts are actually not as good as we thought they were. So if we drop this and get the autoloaders, yeah, that's much more like it. Only $1 million rebuild cost, and you'd be having much better guns. But I think we cannot do dual purpose because we have triple mounts here. Oh well, let's see about that. Right, we don't have enough money right at this moment anyway. Although these guys are considered obsolete, and I think that makes them a little bit more expensive. So we have to be wary of that. Italian medium bombers. Italian float planes. Our scientists are close to mastering quintuple torpedo tube mounts. Interesting. More anti-submarine warfare capabilities. That's lovely. And we are running out of money fast. Okay, so let's halt the reconstruction of the Alabama for a second. And that should be okay. Right, next turn. Stronger Navy. Increase naval spend. Yes, of course. Well on their way to understand lightweight stuff. Guided bomb. Increases air attack effectiveness. Good. Very good. So that is something that I think actually the Germans discovered first. And yeah, let's resume the construction of this one because we now have the money to do this. And that should be very lovely. Good. A lot of our forces are currently in reserve, and it looks like war with the English might be at our hands at some point in the very near future. Much praise for building the requested number of submarines. Okay, that's nice as well. No. We are not going to sell anti-submarine. Enables two-phase search. Shipboard aircraft operations. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. Now these are still building. Arizona has finished its reconstruction. Threat from Great Britain. Increased naval spending. Naval visit by Japan. We should go for more prestige. Some stuff. Very good. Okay. So yeah, we are closer. We are getting closer to war here. So I think soon we will need to take a look at that. But before we do that, let's build up an air group for the Arizona. We definitely want some fighters over here. So 20 fighters I think is always a good choice. Let's also add some dive bombers. 20 I think are fine. And that does leave us with a little bit of an awkward number of 24 aircraft. So let's add 12 torpedo bombers. And let's add another unit of what? 12 dive bombers? Some more fighters maybe? Yeah, I think fighters are warranted. 12. Yeah, that's fine. Next turn. Alabama finishing a reconstruction. Improved air search radar. Lovely. That's all very good. Yeah. And where's the Alabama now? Alabama and Arizona. Yeah, we're going to rename them in due time. Anti-submarine warfare capabilities here are very good. So that's really appreciated. Yeah, let's open this design here. So you've got dual purpose guns. I want to give you autoloaders. And what else? So I probably want to drop. Yeah, you do have aircraft. Don't have any minesweeping stuff. Don't have any K guns. Ship is overweight. And somewhat considerably so. So yeah, this wouldn't really work. Could drop the torpedo defenses. But I think actually what we might drop is these guys over here, and we are gonna get to quintuple mounts once we get those. So that should be okay. Yeah. Let's take the next turn. 39 aircraft, so that's a proper aircraft carrier of the Japanese. Also very fast, but very small. They're building a lot of these small ships. Subdivision and gradual increase in anti-submarine warfare. No. 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 Okay, so air groups. Can we just copy a setting? No, we can't. Okay, so let's add an air unit, fighters. You know what? If we have 12 and so 32, so what, 16? Yeah, let's add 2 groups of 16 instead, just to mix it up a little bit. Then we're gonna take 20 dive bombers. I think that's what we have here. Yeah, and 12 torpedo bombers. There we go. Yeah. So a little bit, somewhat fewer fighters in one of the squadrons, and more in the others. That's fine. Are we gonna get quintuple? Ooh. Yeah, we are always going with this option. Yeah, and we do need to mobilize. So take all of our forces out of their stations. That's fine. Yeah, so really only the Raleigh here is a candidate for rebuilding. So get rid of the air capacity. Get autoloaders. Rate remaining is very slim actually. Drop a couple of the mines and that would be a decent choice. So basically we are trading the mines against much better capabilities in terms of this here. So you know what, I think that's fine. All okay, so yeah, that's good then. Let's take all of these ships, 5 in number, and we're going to rebuild them to this design here. Do we have another design? Funny. Okay, fine. Yeah, there we go. 5 taken in. You're being rebuilt. It's not going to take too long, just 3 months or so. Lovely. Okay, so no other ships are considered obsolete. Not that many ships do have 6-inch guns. Well, maybe some of our colonial cruisers. How about you? You have 8. You're actually a fairly decent ship, aren't you? So we could also autoload you. But for the colonial ships, I think we are fine for now. They're not expected to operate with the fleet, so it's probably alright. And over here on these 5-inch guns, we can't do autoloader for now. No, only the 6-inch guns. 6-inch guns, yeah, we don't have any other 6-inch guns. So that's fine, I think. Ship construction, yeah, everything is fine. Has been, yeah, national hero. And that probably means we are going to get to war very soon. Very, very soon. So San Francisco finishing up soon. We do have a lot of funds. We could use more battle cruisers. So how's the overall situation looking? We have 3 battleships. We have more battleship tonnage than anyone else except for the Soviet Union, which has 7 battleships. We do have a similar amount of battlecruiser tonnage as most other nations, except Great Britain is building more, France is building more, Japan already has more. I think we do need a 3rd battlecruiser. Carriers, we are fine, certainly. Light carriers, we might want to get rid of those at some point. We have way too few light cruisers, I believe, but the AI is not building any of those. We do seem to have sufficient numbers in destroyers and corvettes. We don't have nearly as many submarines as anyone else. We do have a decent number of naval aircraft. So yeah, we only have a gap in battle cruisers, and we do have the Constellation class. So let's look at the Constellation class and see whether it is still up to date. Constellation, let's take this one. Okay, this is a little bit weird over here, but overall you seem to be a fine ship. So 16-inch guns, autoloaders. Let's go in turrets of 2, dual purpose. So we have a lot of heavy AA. Then I think we can get rid of these. This is irrelevant, additional armament. And we probably want to go a little bit lighter on these and medium aircraft. Medium anti-aircraft guns should be a little bit more. Maybe 40. Yeah, so the weight is a bit of an issue now. Can dial this down a little bit. Torpedo defenses, that should be normal. Reliability, we could go for normal here. Yeah, I think this would be a decent design. 20 heavy aircraft, anti-aircraft guns, dual purpose autoloader. These are very good. This would be all okay. It would be extremely expensive and timely to build. It would cost us 5 million. 5.5 million for 30 months. Which is significant. So 32 light aircraft, 40 medium anti-aircraft guns. Can you actually do minesweeping gear? Funny. Okay. You know, that looks good to me. Don't have any aircraft over here. 43,000 is the maximum that we can build. 30 knots, I mean, I would like to get a little bit higher here. Could we do that with a speed-driven engine? No, we could not. Still, it would fit nicely in with the Lexington class. which is the Constitution and Independence. I really dislike that you can't rename ship classes. Advanced Director, we have 2 of those. 16-inch guns, 100 rounds per. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's save this. Yes. Let's override that. It's going to take some time to develop, but that's alright. So, and you know what? It's been 30 minutes, so that means we should probably put in a cut here. But I'm very excited about this new design study of the Constellation. I'm going to rename the Arizona and Alabama in between episodes, because I've been notified that apparently state names are only reserved for battleships, which is not entirely true. There were some nuclear submarines that were being renamed after the war, of course. Right, so yeah, that being said, I think this will be a very nice position to combine the Saratoga and Arizona class, or ex-Arizona class. You know what, I think I'm going to keep the names because it's going to be called the Arizona class. And I really don't want to have a different name for the ship compared to the class. Yeah, so you know what, this is going to be fine. And we're going to put in a cut here, so do leave a like and all of that if you want, and I see you guys next time. Bye bye.